shine the spotlight on women in the field of supply chain management. Welcome to the stage, Sugantha Rajakumari, Vice President, Data Tech AI Supply Chain Service Line, Genpact. A round of applause, please. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, a louder round of applause. Make some noise.
Thank you. Hope everybody can hear me. Okay. So supply chain has been predominantly stereotyped as the man's world. And this is where I wanted to see if we can break barriers and be part of the supply chain. So I come from a supply chain background. I have about 21 years of experience in supply chain. Predominantly women have been undermined, underestimated in terms of what their capabilities are. You know, if our GDP could, you know, put in caregiving as, you know, quantifying how much contribution women can give, I mean, easily we can say what women can contribute. But having said that, I'm going to talk about supply chain today. I don't know how many of you know what supply chain is all about. People know about supply chain? Okay. So let me just give you a brief of what supply chain is about. It's not just about being on a shop floor and actually manufacturing. There's a lot more to it. There is, you know, more of a transactional side. If you see, it's more of order management. Then you have the demand plan creation. How do you understand what are the sales look like, how the shipment is, how is the consumption rate is of a product in the market, and how much do you have to plan for it for the next, say, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years down the line, depending on the lead time of manufacturing. And that demand plan, how do you convert that into a production scheduling so that on the production floor, they can know when, what they have to produce in what quantity, and then store that in warehouses? How do you do inventory management? How do you basically demand supply balancing? How do you do that? It's not rocket science, and women have been doing this day in, day out at home. Just to give you a simple example, you plan for your provision, your groceries, you know how much you want to buy rice or wheat or oil for the month. You know what are the different events that are happening. Maybe it's a birthday party that you want to, you know, prepare something extra, or you might have a guest, you might have some seasonal event that is there. You plan for something extra to buy. And sometimes you also buy some extra safety stock for, you know, guests that you don't intend to have that particular month. So you know exactly what you want to buy, how much you want to buy, how much do you want to invest in your provision and your groceries. That is supply chain. That is demand versus what you want to supply against what the requirement of the family is. So that's, in simple terms, if I put that, supply chain. If you see the Gartner survey that happened last year for women in supply chain in 2023, it says there are 41% of women in supply chain, out of which 26% are in the C-suite roles. But that is more skewed towards, I would say, the US continent, but not towards India. In India, supply chain representation is very little. In fact, we have more workforces, but we don't have representation in a C-suite level or something like that. There are various challenges to it. You know, some of the challenges is the level of awareness. What is supply chain? So most of you here, you don't know what supply chain is. So how do you see as a career out of it? So that's a level of awareness. There's unconscious bias, you know, always saying it's a man's world, and it's not literally standing there and manufacturing it. In fact, there are more women standing and manufacturing. Today, if you see a lot of women on petrol bunks, a lot of women are actually producing. It's not new. It's been there from ancient times. Say in Europe, Asia, Egypt, women have been in the field of manufacturing and also transporting and trading from one place to another place. That's supply chain. There's also something like on safety and work-life balance. These are some of the challenges. And one of the biggest challenges is pay disparity. Another Gartner survey says that 54% of women moved on because of pay compensation. And about 41% quit because they didn't see a career growth. Giving an example of myself, as I said, I have a 21-year career at Genpact, erstwhile GE. I started my career with GE Aviation. I was doing spare parts planning for the GE engines. I have gone through several, hurdles, several roadblocks. It's not been a very smooth career in supply chain. Obviously, even today, if I'm sitting in a conference, 8 out of 10 times I'm the only woman in the room. So it's kind of, sometimes it elevates me being that I am being part of that event, but at the same time, I don't have an ally in another woman in that room. So the conversations are in a certain way, very much curtailed to go in a particular flow, rather than when it has proper representation of men and women in the room. Even in my career, I have been overlooked many a times for a promotion because they felt a man could do the job better than me. But in my field, I had to keep on constantly fighting for it, put up my view and say, what is my contribution? How can I make this happen? I am, eligible for this particular role. I had to fight it out. So that's what earlier in my career I came to know, that being more determined, being more putting forward what is my contribution, because as long as I did my job, everybody was happy. Usually managers don't worry unless and until you go and ask for a promotion. They say, okay, she's doing her job, she's doing excellent, she's getting the work done, customer is happy, enterprise is happy, manager is happy, everybody is happy, so just keep quiet. That's what really happens in a corporate world, and I've seen that happening. But I've consciously made sure when I started having leadership roles to make sure that that doesn't continue as such. But one of the best things being in the supply chain world is that I've got experience which is spanning across different industries. Being in a service line that I support, a supply chain service line, I started my career, as I said, with aviation. I've done aviation. I know how the healthcare, pharma, life sciences industry works, how an automotive supply chain works. Even I've done consumer goods, retail, and I've done consumer electronics. Now I've got into publishing. I didn't realize publishing also had supply chain. So there is varied, growth that has happened across in my career that I had to push myself for. And that's where I would urge women to come forward to make sure that they are determined enough to push themselves, challenge themselves, oneself, because you have to be your own advocacy. Nobody is going to be there to come and help you in your career progression. You have to do it yourself. You should be determined enough, challenge yourself to work forward. If you see the India supply chain market is estimated today around 3,400 million USD. And with the compounded annual growth rate of 11.1%, by 2030, it is estimated to be around 6,300 million USD. And in the last 12 months, if you see, India is becoming a hub for Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies setting up their GCCs. And post-COVID, supply chain has become a more focus area for organizations where they're moving towards India because we have talent in analytics, in tech, in data. And if you see the technology side also, there's a huge development. When I started my career, I used to have IBM mainframe i2, what is called. Today, we have multiple technologies in supply chain, like we have Kinaxis, we have O9, Blue Yonder, KTQ, ClearOps, OMP, or we have the S4HANA, SAP IBP, we have the Oracle Cloud Fusion. So there is an advancement in technologies, there's advancement in AI, also because not all these technologies are 100% fit to the organization. You need to have the right data that needs to be infused in terms of modeling, forecasting for those statistical models that we use in supply chain. And also, how do we do scheduling? How do we bring about a balance between what needs to be invested and how much of products we'll produce and how much we are going to actually sell out to avoid any kind of an obsolescence, excess inventory that we'll make, or getting out of stock where we lose revenue. So I'm sure with this growing Indian market, women in supply chain will be unstoppable. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you so much.